Welcome back to Killer Fun, where we explore the intersection of crime and entertainment every other week. I'm Christy, and today I have the bonus episode for A House with a History, our episode all about Murder House Flip. There were just a few things that didn't quite make it into the episode. Of course, we have flubs because we always have a few little flubs. We have a little break talk where people want to do noisy things. We talk about how in NCIS there was a house with a history, much like the one in the Quibi show that we covered this episode. There was a play about Dorothea Puente. I got a great idea from a design show, and you can get some Amazon discounts sometimes by doing absolutely nothing. Enjoy. But let's talk about who's in this first. So This has a mix of newcomers to television, reality television, a veterinarian? A veteran of reality television. All right, we'll be right back.
Okay.
I hate that. It's like, how long have we been doing this where we have a break? Long enough that I should know how to do it, but not long enough that I just do it. Yes. Can I help you? One second.
Since you're taking a break, I'm going to take a shower because I'm nasty.
I'm not. We're about to start recording again.
Okay.
So I'm sorry that you're nasty, but it'll be like 45 minutes. Okay. All right. All right.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's all good.
He's like, oh, you're taking a break? Let me take a shower. It's not that long of a break.
Yeah, this is more of it's a spot break.
Yeah, exactly.
So we don't actually have to stop recording.
All right. Oh, Josh is putting ice in his cup. He's like, oh, you're on a break. Everybody's like, let me do stuff while you're on a break. Inexpensive places to live in California, and Sacramento is no exception. So if you need a decent size house for a more affordable price, A House with a History is going to be something that might work for you if you can get past the history.
Right? I kind of think about the episodes on NCIS where we learn how Tony actually owns that apartment that they all figured he was renting. And then when they figure out that he owns it, they're all like, wait, how in the world do you own this? And it turns out, murder house.
That's how he was able to afford it.
That was how he was able to afford it, is that it was a scene of a murder, which then they call back this whole thing later. And it's an absolutely delightful string of episodes. It's very great. Mm-hmm.
It's super fun. In January of 2020, someone in Sacramento put on a play called Dorothea Puente Tells All. And they did a whole play about her escapades. And they were kind of exploring the psyche and motivation behind this serial killer. It was just interesting. Megan Cooper was the director, and she loved the idea that the jury refused to give the death penalty to somebody who looked like their grandmother, so she could get away with it and could play the innocent victim. And that's what that play explored. So I thought that was kind of interesting. That's so
interesting.
She's so entrenched in their popular culture of Sacramento, the history of the city, that they're doing plays about her. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Right? At least we're a little older, a little wiser, and we're able to maybe take the ideas and apply them a little more, appropriately for our capabilities and space and budget.
Well, and that's true. And you know what? I did get one of the best ideas ever. This is a little sidebar from Trading Spaces back in the day. Is we had in our house, our very first house that we lived in when we were newly married, we had these kind of architectural features where there was, it wasn't quite a column, but it was kind of a doorway that had walls that were individual to that particular place. And we decided we wanted those chocolate brown. We had these pretty neutral white walls, and we wanted these bump out architectural places to be brown. And so we painted them. And of course, I didn't know how to keep the paint from leaking under the painter's tape when you have a large texture on your wall.
Which everyone in Texas has.
So when we pulled the painter's tape off, a lot of the brown paint had leaked a little bit under and it just didn't look very nice because it had leaked under this painter's tape, and it was not pretty. And we were frustrated with it, and we didn't know what to do. Because I had seen it on Trading Spaces, I went and got the little edging that you put around the edges of pillows. There's like that cording that goes around the edge of a pillow that's decorative. I went and bought a bunch of that and hot glued it into the corner, and it went really well with both the brown wall and the white wall. Oh. And I hot glued it into the corner. We got more compliments on that than anything else in our entire house. It looked amazing. It was so great.
That is so funny.
Yep. And I was like, thank you, Trading Spaces. They saved my butt. I was so happy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, those were good times. They were good times.
Yeah.
Thank God for Amazon lists that I don't have to put it in my cart to save it, because otherwise I would have bought it.
Uh-huh. Yep. Or you put it in your cart and then they're like, oh, you haven't bought that yet.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Would you like a little bit of a discount on it to buy it? I hate it when they do that. I mean, it's good, but it's like, also, I didn't need that thing.
Well, that's something I'll do on purpose. If I know I'm going to be buying something, I'll leave it in my cart for a while so that it will get discounted, and then I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Just because, you know what? That $1 or so, that's another latte. That's another whatever.
Right. Exactly. You do it if you don't need it urgently.
Right. Why not?
Awesome. All right. Well, we hope you enjoyed that super fast bonus episode. We hope that you will join us next week when we talk about Dead to Me Season 2, Episode 1. It is quite a ride. You are not going to want to miss it. We're only going to talk about the first episode, so there'll be plenty of excitement if you haven't gotten around to the show during the second season. I mean, it's just, there's so much that happens and you're just going to love it. And let us know what you think, what you might like us to cover in the future. You can find us on social media. On Facebook, Killer Fun Podcast, exploring the intersection of crime and entertainment. You can find us on Twitter at Killer Fun Pod, or you can send us an email, killerfunpodcast@gmail.com. Join us next week for that Dead to Me episode. It's so much fun, and thanks for listening.
Bum, bum, bum. Ba, ba. Da, 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 da.